Hi everyone.
Hola.
Hello.
Hi Naga. Hi Brett. Hi uh, Nick.
Nick, yeah. Usually what they call me.
We forget his name all the time.
Yeah. Well, thanks guys. We just wanted to jump on really quick and create a video to give you a better sense of the retreat and also just kind of give you a sense of our own journey with this being men concept. You may or may not have seen the video. We did a short video, actually a long video in February, and we talked about a number of topics and answered some questions just about being a man and masculinity. So we'll keep that link up on there if you want to see the longer combo. This one we just wanted to do as a next version, kind of reflecting on what happened in February and then what to expect at the retreat that we're doing at Just Love in just over a month. And yeah, just any thoughts and advice around whether or not you should come and what to consider. And so first of all, I just want to offer some reflections from February. I'll start, and then if you guys want to offer anything for yourself. It was the very first one we'd ever done, so we didn't know how it would be received or who would come. And we had a group of about 12 guys that showed up. And I'll speak for myself. I was blown away just by how present they were and how willing they were to fully participate in all the stuff and the deep discussions and the movement and how vulnerably they shared. So for me, that was a surprising thing. I don't know if you guys have any other reflections you want to offer from the February gathering.
Yeah, I'll share. Yeah, I think it was just I mean, we didn't know what was going to happen. I really didn't have much expectations out of what was going to happen. I just came to show up and be present and see what kind of relationships that, I can build. And yeah, I was honestly just blown away, like by just how everyone showed up, like fully ready to go. And this like field of connection that we all created together, it was like, wow, super valuable. And yeah, I was just really grateful for that experience, and I really look forward to seeing how, because it was just like a little glimpse. I feel like a little glimpse of what we can now bring to a whole weekend event where we're camping together, we're staying over, and we have all day, multiple days to really even go deeper. So the fact that just half day, we were able to create that much of a connection, I'm stoked to see what we can create out of a whole weekend. So yeah, any of you
Yes.
guys want to share on that?
Yeah, I would love to share. For me, it was just, yeah, it was mind blowing. It was really exciting. I think this is some of the work that I've been wanting to do for a long time, just working with men because, I go to a lot of retreats and workshops and you see a lot of women. There's a lot of women holding down the space and holding down the fort. So it's very exciting for me just to be in a group of men that were willing to do this deeper work and explore this deeper work. And we all need it. And it's always interesting because I get so much out of it. I learn from the other men that we're facilitating. I learn from the men that are showing up. We're all doing this together. And that's the most powerful thing is like just sharing the space. And as you guys, show your authenticity and your skill set and how everybody shows up, it just teaches me more and more and more. So it was a lot of fun, and just building those relationships with those men. When I see them, they feel like brothers now. Some of the guys from the group I have continued on relationships with and even done workshops with one of them. So that was really, really powerful experience for me. So
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, just to echo off that, like I also went in to it not knowing what to expect and kind of nervous and just putting the invitation out but not knowing how it would flow and just amazed at how quickly a lot of the men that showed up just dropped the mask and let go of inhibitions and were just fully there to be themselves and do the work with one another. And yeah, it was fun. And then getting to know new men that I'd never met before and keep in touch and do things outside of that circle has just been, a huge benefit. And yeah, just looking forward to continue to cultivate these kind of gatherings and see what else might come.
Yeah, I also really felt deeply in my heart the support they had for each other. So it didn't feel like we were, it felt very collective, very collaborative, and it felt like everyone was not just showing up and present to receive something, but they were really fully there for each other. And I feel like a lot of the day was fairly spontaneous in terms of the feeling of the group and kind of following their energy and listening to them as well. So that was another beautiful part that was, not necessarily expected and really awesome to see. So for the forest, yeah, we had at the end of that, we asked everyone for a lot of feedback and a couple things came out. One of the things that came out was they wanted like a really recurring set of things. And really the feedback was that they wanted to have regularized interactions with the group on like a weekly or biweekly basis, which I think we still aspire to work into over time as we get people involved and it just matures. So the next step in this was for us to, like Nick said, that was kind of like a small taste, as a full day experience to really kind of take the time pressures off of everything. And I felt like by the end of the day, everyone was fully present, everyone's heart was fully open, and you could have carried on from there. We had an awesome Indian dinner after, but like it could have definitely could have carried on into a full weekend retreat was the sense that I had. So we want to do that, and we're offering it at Just Love Forest. And really the flow and the hope for the weekend is that we can feel authentically and operate as a little tribe, to not come necessarily as like a retreat participant, but somebody who wants to be in connection with other humans in nature and support the group, support the tribe. So yeah, everything will be very familial like that in the sense that we'll all help cook and we'll all help clean and we'll have amazing workshops and spend time together in nature. For myself, my personal offerings that I give in the forest are forest therapy. It's a Japanese practice of Sherman Yoku. So really slowing down and not just going on a hike or a walk, but using your senses and really deeply getting into the direct sensory experience of what's there with touch, taste, hearing, sound, intuition. So we'll be doing that in a number of different ways and just really connecting with land as a deep relationship and introducing ourselves to land, really understanding it so that we can take that authenticity into our relationships with each other as a group. You guys want to talk a little bit about your offerings?
Sure.
Go in the same order, Nick.
Perfect. Hey, I'm Nick. I'll be offering, so if you guys were at the last retreat, I did a movement section. I will be doing a movement section as well. And just some kind of context for that. We'll be engaging with different elements or aspects of movement that you may be unfamiliar with. Some you might be comfortable with, but I want to kind of encompass a lot of different things to find where certain aspects of ourselves have a hard time engaging with. So we can bring those things to the surface and begin to practice with that. I'll also be sharing many different kinds of practices that you can take home and use to help, in a sense, manufacture tools for your weaknesses or certain, you could say, blocks or areas that you have trouble connecting with. Let's say maybe it's anger, right? Or maybe it's just the big wound of not enoughness. Right, we can begin to create practices around that, manufacture tools to begin to practice and engage with those energies within us that we're working on befriending. Right, so that'll be the movement section. We'll be outside. We'll be getting down. We'll be getting fun. Yeah, so all of it. Right, the good, the bad, the ugly. Just using movement to engage with what's alive in us, and then also doing some partnered work. Right, as well. So movement by oneself is one side of the coin, but engaging with another man in movement too is another side of the coin. So where you can begin to see other aspects of yourself that you can't just see while you're training alone, working in the gym alone, or whatever you like to do for movement. So that's just some context on what I'll be sharing.
Knowing what we did inside, I'm really excited to see what's possible outdoors in forest.
Right on. Yeah.
All right, so I'll go. Yeah, my plan is to bring breath work and meditation, trained in pranayama and ancient technique. So I'm not a one-trick pony or anything like that. I have multiple breathing practices that can cultivate different powerful experiences. and meditations to help balance the energy systems and the nervous system in a powerful way. So my goal is to take you really deep into mindfulness and presence. When I do get the chance to share that space with you, we will be doing some powerful breath work. A lot of men in general, myself, I carry a lot of stress, and I like the really masculine, powerful breathing styles. So I'm going to bring in some powerful breathing just to cleanse the nervous system, cleanse the body, so we can enter into more of the spirit and really wash the body. I like to look at it as like a pranic washing, of washing the system, washing the nervous system, clearing whatever we're holding on to. So it's going to go in great conjunction with whatever all the other guys are bringing. And I think it's going to flow really smoothly on this journey this weekend. And and I'm going to be doing some stuff on the top of the mountain too. So I'm excited for that.
Powerful. And then I'll be supplementing everything and complementing it with some yoga practices here and there. And if you've never done yoga, it'll be for all levels. And it'll be a nice blend. Most of it's going to be kind of just loosening up the body, getting present, a little bit of light breath work, nothing like Sean's doing, but also there's going to be opportunity to push yourself and challenge and strengthen your body and maybe learn some postures and techniques that you can do at home to continue strengthening and stretching and feeling good. So yeah, yoga's been a huge benefit to me the past 4 years or so, and so I'm excited to share and practice with everybody who shows up.
Thanks, Britt. And then in terms of the progression and flow of the weekend, so we're going to be doing all these different experiences with each one of us individually, kind of building the cohesion of the group and having deep experiences and discussion. And then as we go through that, we really wanted to use Sunday more as time for yourself, sort of as a mini rite of passage in the sense of now that you've connected to the forest and you've connected to each other, going out on the Sunday and spending, 4 or 5 hours in the forest by yourself within the container, and then coming back together and sharing from that deeper nature experience toward the end of the day on Sunday before we close out the weekend. And this is one of the things that over time we constantly hear and we have a desire for, is trying to slowly feel into modern rites of passage and, not just coming together and just having experiences, but really trying to allow individual solo work within the context of being part of a tribe and connected to a group and reflectively sharing those experiences. So this will be the first time that we're going to start to blend all of this together as a single experience. And then optionally, for those who can and want to stay for an adventure on Monday, we're going to head over to Little River Canyon. And there's a link to that on the website. It shows you it's astoundingly, stunningly beautiful, massive. I don't even know if you call it swimming hole because it's too big. Usually when you say the word swimming hole, you're thinking something smaller, but it's a canyon. So there's a beautiful set of swimming holes above and beneath the main area that you see the pictures of. So we'll go to the main area and then we'll do some exploring and spend some time in water, since this is an early summer experience. So not mandatory, but for those of you who can stay and play and enjoy nature outside of the forest, it is really truly an amazing place. So yeah, we just want to have a casual chat and offer this up to you. We just wanted to wrap up with any sort of thoughts of experience or advice about attending retreats. And it really can be in the vein of specifically coming to a men's retreat. Maybe this is your first time coming to a men's only event and really trying to connect with men more deeply. But I think for many of us too, it could just be advice and wisdom on carving out time for yourself to come to a retreat. I do think that it is more common for women today to set aside time more consistently and more intentionally for themselves and for self-care and healing and connection to others. I think for men, it's a little bit harder, or it's not as top of mind to be able to do that for yourself. So yeah, if you guys have any sort of thoughts or advice for people who are kind of thinking about this, feeling the call, but maybe a little bit hesitant for whatever reason, we'd love to hear any words of wisdom you got.
Yeah, I mean, I totally have that like those butterflies and like a little bit of that like analytical apprehensiveness in my mind around retreats. And usually I take it as a sign like, okay, there's something there that like, hey, I can learn from. And then when I go and I end up like making all these connections, learning, and then tracing and keeping in touch with people, and one thing leads to another, and then when you trace back new opportunities, things, and growth in your life, it's like, oh yeah, they really came from that one decision to just go to that weekend event. And so it can be transformative beyond imagination. It's just taking the plunge, and take a risk sometimes and just see where life takes you. So I'm definitely very grateful for all the opportunities I've had and have had the courage to take. So yeah, if you're feeling that apprehensiveness, I definitely encourage you to lean into it and just commit.
Thanks, Brett.
I think it's gonna be a great time. Like Bala said, it's the first thing that like we've done here at the forest like this, of this kind of nature. And I think it's really the start of something fantastic. So whether you're working through a block, in your own self, or you're just wanting more clarity on, your own sense of masculinity, or you just want to grow with a tribe of brothers, have a great weekend. I think it's all a great opportunity for that. So, yeah.
Thanks, Nick. For me, yeah, same thing. It's when I've gotten that nudge in the past where I felt this call and this pull to something different and bigger or exciting, even though I might have been a little apprehensive, when I walk through that and I move through that, powerful things start to happen. I always say that one of the reasons why I believe in weekend retreats and doing this kind of work, I've personally experienced more growth and more healing in one weekend than a year of therapy. I'm not trying to point anybody away from therapy by any means or anything like that, but deep healing, deep connection, immersed in a sacred container like the forest, just magic happens, like connection happens, healing happens. When we can get authentic as a core group, really powerful things start to happen for us. And I think that's what's going to happen this weekend. I feel the energy already just from connecting with these guys. We all mesh really well, and I'm just really excited for it. So if you feel the call, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling whatever, you may need this and you may not even know it, but if you hear this and you experience this and it comes across your container, consider it.
Thanks, Naga. Yeah, I mean, if you're someone who's craving authentic conversation, and by no means are we teaching anything, it's really just holding a container of experiences, just like the first time, for you to be seen in your truth and connect with other people who are seeking the same. So if that resonates, then yeah, even if you have some nervousness, I think that's a call to deeply consider it. And lastly, if you are caught up in this mental debate about the aspect of money, like if you feel deeply called and there's something that's holding you back in terms of the financial part, not just maybe that you need some financial support, but that you don't want to ask, then I would encourage you to lean into that in the same way. So everything ebbs and flows. My own life, money ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows for all of us. So if that's a single thing that's holding you back, then we encourage you to reach out. And, that's a big part of Tribe, is to be able to just be vulnerable and authentic. And that's an aspect of it. So yeah, you're invited at every level to participate if you feel the call. And, if any of you have questions and you just want to talk more about the experience, or just want to talk to any one of us individually, you can email me and I could put you in touch with any one of the three of us at bala@justloveforest.com. But all four of us are open and here and just want to continue to foster and build this tribe of authentic men. So anyone have any last words? Are we good? Feeling complete?
I think we covered it all.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks, everyone. Hopefully we'll see you at the forest.
Much love.
Bye.